The 5 books that I'm going to go through in this video helped me leave my 9-to-5 job and ultimately allowed me to make over $1 million in sales through my e-commerce business. Let's go. What's going on, people? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Sam, and what I do here is break down various different tips and tricks to help you make money online. But in today's video, what I'm going to be doing is going through the 5 books that I read at the start of my entrepreneurial journey that allowed me to quit my job working as an accountant in London City to ultimately go on to build a business that done over $1 million in revenue. If you're currently at the start of your own entrepreneurial journey, or maybe you're just someone that's looking for a new book to read to help you think in a certain way, make sure you stick around to the end of the video so that you don't miss anything. As always, I don't want to waste any more time. I want to jump straight into it. So if you find any value in the video, don't forget to press the like button and don't forget to subscribe as well. Hit the bell notification. Let's jump straight into the video. So one of the first books that I read at the start of my journey was this book right here, which is The Secret. By the way, this video is in no particular order. I'm just going to go through the 5 books that allowed me to change my mindset and draw more money into my life. But The Secret, I'm sure that you probably heard of it. Basically, it's a book about the law of attraction. It teaches you about the mindset and the power of using your mindset to be able to attract certain things into your life. So I'm so grateful that I found out about this book in the early days, because it definitely got me on the path of structuring my mindset in a way that was going to be beneficial for me, building the business that I built, and ultimately just living a better life. Because once you know that you've got the ability to think in a certain way, from that point you now know that you've got control over your life. So I'm so grateful for finding out about this book, because it allowed me to go on a path of improving myself and finding out about other people. For example, Abraham Hicks, Neville Goddard, Bob Proctor, all of these different law of attraction teachers. I was able to find out about them through reading this book. So definitely read this book, watch the movie if you can. I'm not sure if it's still on Netflix now, but if you can get hold of the movie or the book, it will definitely change the way you think, and ultimately it will change your life. So the next book that I want to talk about is The 10X Rule by Grant Cardone. So this book was a definite game changer, and I would recommend anyone get this book. Ideally get the audio book, because that's what I initially listened to every day when I was on the train going to work. I would listen to this every single day, and essentially what this book teaches you is about taking massive action. Now, a lot of people, they think about taking action, but they don't really think about taking massive action towards their goals. And this book essentially teaches you the benefit of going big with your goals, going big with your objectives. So I listen to this every day. I probably listened to this audio book about 5 times, and it's allowed me to do certain things when it comes to moving forward in my business. So if you've never heard of Grant Cardone before, he's on YouTube. He's got a couple businesses that make over $100 million in revenue every year. He's got $1 billion worth of real estate. But most importantly, the main thing that inspired me the most about Grant Cardone was his initial story in terms of where he came from. Single mom, being addicted to drugs, going to rehab, all of these different things, being told that he wasn't going to be able to succeed. For him to come out of that and build the businesses that he's been able to build is truly inspiring. And that's the reason why I follow him, because I came from a single parent household. I grew up in a council estate in London. I was surrounded by so much negativity, and because of that, I've always wanted to continuously keep striving for the best. And that's the reason why I recommend this book to anyone, because when you listen to it and you get the audio book and you listen to the whole book, there's no way that you're going to be able to come out of it not being a better person. Just listening to how he was able to turn his life around is truly inspiring. So make sure that you get the audio book, make sure you buy the book, whichever one's easier for you. But this book is a definite game changer, and it's definitely contributed to the level of success that I've seen with myself and my e-commerce business up until this point. So this next book that I'm going to talk about is called Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy. So I've spoken about this on the channel before, but again, this is another book that I listened to before I actually read the physical book. Definite game changer, but then again, all the books that I'm going to show you are game changers. But this book essentially is about time management and the importance of time management whilst trying to build your business. And the reason why it was very important for me at that time is because, as I said at the beginning, I was working as an accountant in London City, working long hours every single day, and it was important for me to prioritize my time when it came to what I was doing before I went to work and what I was doing when I got back. And the reason why it's called Eat That Frog is because most people don't necessarily want to do the thing that's going to move the needle in their business. They put off the most important thing. But if you're capable of doing the most important thing first thing in the morning and getting it out of the way, doing the thing that you don't necessarily want to do, you're going to be able to see bigger results in your life and in your business in general. One of the key concepts that I learned from this book is the 80-20 rule, which says that 80% of your results comes from 20% of your actions. So most people don't necessarily focus on the thing that's going to bring the biggest result in their business or their life. But after completing this book, I learned that as a business owner, it's better to focus on income producing assets, things that are going to bring money into your business, rather than all of these menial tasks that you don't necessarily need to do and that you can delegate out. So once I read this book, I hired someone to help me ship out my orders orders. I started having people to help me with the customer service. Eventually, I now got someone to help me with bookkeeping, because all of these different things don't necessarily bring the results in my business. The main things that bring the results in my e-commerce business is things like finding winning products, listing the products, finding suppliers. Those are the things that are actually going to bring majority of the results. So as soon as I started applying the 80-20 rule that I learned from this book to my business, that's when I now started to see a lot more results flowing into my business, flowing into my life. And I could definitely say that this book was a contributor to me making my first $1 million in revenue, because it taught me about how to optimize my time better, how to focus on the most important things, and how to be a bit more focused when it comes to knowing exactly what needs to be done and what needs to be delegated. All right, so moving on to the next book, which is The 7 Spiritual Laws by Deepak Chopra. So this is a book that I read in the early days, and it definitely molded my mindset, and it was very pivotal in terms of me thinking in a certain way and becoming a specific type of person. So for anyone out there that, is trying to better their mind state and is trying to understand exactly what they need to do, besides all of the taking action and setting massive goals, this book is more about you becoming a better person spiritually. So for example, one of the chapters is called The Law of Giving. After reading this chapter, I became a lot more charitable. I started to go to food banks and, give them a lot of food, started to donate to charity, various different things I started doing. Even up until now, every single month, every single couple months, I'm always trying my best to do something for someone completely random, because that's one of the 7 spiritual laws of success. You can't just think about yourself. It's not all about setting goals for you and trying to hit this revenue milestone. If you're not a good person from within, you're not going to be able to attract abundance. Again, this is a book that I listened to first in terms of the audio book. Then I got the physical book just to go through it, make some notes. So anyone out there, I would recommend it, highly recommend it. 7 Spiritual Laws of Success by Deepak Chopra. So the final book that I'm going to talk about in this video is The Science of Getting Rich. So if you've been watching me for some time, you've definitely seen this book multiple times. I even made a video recently breaking down exactly how this book changed my life. But for anyone that hasn't seen any of the videos, this book basically taught me that anyone has the right to be rich if they really want it. Just because you're in a specific country, just because you're a specific type of person, if you have the desire to attract money into your life, if you follow the step-by-step method in this book, it's gonna help mold your mindset. It's gonna make you realize that if you applied the principles within this book, you're gonna be able to draw money into your life. So I'm very thankful that I even came across this book. I don't know exactly how I came across it, but I've read it like 5 or 6 times now. I try to read it maybe once a year just to, reinforce all of the lessons and the teachings within this book. And it's a very old book as well. It came before Think and Grow Rich, and it also inspired the author of The Secret to even write The Secret. So I'd recommend anyone get it. As you can see, it's not a big book at all. You're going to be able to get through it within maybe a couple days. It's going to allow you to think in a certain way that's going to make it a little bit easier for you to go away and start making money. Now, there's so many other books that I've been reading over the years that's allowed me to continue progressing with my business. I just wanted to give you the top 5 books that I read at the very start. But if you want me to make another video where I break down all of the books that I've been reading over the past couple months, then put in the comments down below, do the book video, and I'll make that video ASAP. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to press the like button. Don't forget to subscribe as well, hit the bell notification. And if you want to watch another video where I break down in detail how the science of getting rich changed my life in a massive way, where I break down all of the key concepts that I learned from this book, then click the link right there, because if you enjoyed this video, then you're definitely going to enjoy that one. All right, guys, I'll see you on the next one. Make sure you stay safe out there. Peace.